Here we go. Chapter 5, Lesson 1, titled Lines. Here is a guided practice that I'm going to work through to try to help you better understand this concept. So number 1, refer to the porch stairs shown. Line M is parallel to line N, and the measure of angle 7 is 35 degrees. Find the measure of angle 1. Justify your answer. So we're referring to this picture over here on the right with the porch and the stairs. Line M and N are parallel, and it is being intersected by this transversal right here that's creating these 8 angles right here, angle 1 through 8. So the information that they give us is that the measure of angle 7 is 35. So I usually write in my angles that I know. So this angle right here, measure angle 7, is 35. And from there, we're supposed to be able to figure out what angle 1 is. So since M and N are parallel, we know that the different relationships that we can find on page 372, all these, the corresponding and stuff that was on page 372, the corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, and alternate exterior angles their measures are equal. So here, since I have angle 7, this is an exterior angle, I could find another exterior angle that is the alternate exterior to 7, which is 2 right here, because here's my transversal and 2 is on the opposite side, so this is also 35 degrees. So I know that angle 2 is 35 degrees, angle 7 is 35 degrees, and by doing that, now I found an angle that is closer to angle 1. Angle 1 and 2 right here, these are known as supplementary angles right there, meaning that they add up, or their sum is equal to 180. So to find out angle 1, I'm going to take 180 and subtract 35. So this is what I'm going to put over here. I'm going to take measure angle 1 is equal to 180 minus 35. And so I do that subtraction and I get 145 degrees. So my angle 1 is 145 degrees. I want to justify my answer. And how do I justify that? Well, I'm going to put angle 7 and angle 2 are alternate interior, and I'm going to shorthand it alternate exterior. They're actually exterior, alternate exterior angles. And then I said that angle 2 and angle 1 are supplementary, meaning they add up to 180. So these steps right here, or this thinking, justifies how I got my answer of 145 degrees. Okay, now the second part right here, we have a new figure we're looking at. It says refer to the figure at the right. So all these blue lines over here looks quite complicated, but let's go ahead. Line A is parallel to line B. So that's a very important statement that needs to be said. So line A and line B are parallel. Angle 2 is 135 degrees. Find each given angle, measure, and justify your answer. So again, it's similar to the previous problem, but there's a lot more numbers or angles that we have to deal with. So the first thing I'm going to do is label my 135 degrees on angle 2. So I have a 135 degree angle right there. Excuse me. So from here, I'm going to look for any other angles that can possibly be 135 degrees because of the relationship that it has. So 2 is an interior angle between A and B. So let's see if I can find an alternate interior. So the alternate interior would also be inside and on the opposite side. So that's R7. So that's 135 degrees right there. Are there any other ones we can figure out? Okay, no. All right, so that's it. And look, that happens to be one of the angles I need to find. I need to find the measure of angle 7 right here. So measure of angle 7 is equal to 135 degrees. How do I know? Well, angle 2 and angle 7 are alternate interior angles. Okay, so I already have half of it done. So now I got to figure out what this angle is right here, angle 9. So how can I figure that one out? Well, there's some more notations that are not in this paragraph. We have these pink boxes right here. These pink boxes right here indicate that I have a right angle, and right angles are 90 degrees. So I'm going to know, so that tells me I know that angle 10 is 90 degrees and angle 5 is also 90 degrees. Okay, so how does that help me out? I don't know yet. Let's find some more relationships that I can help with. So angle 10 is 90 degrees. I need to find angle 9. And if I keep going, starting from angle 10, if I keep going and I go all the way through angle 8, these three angles right here need to add up to 180. How do I know? Because they share this line right here. This is our line right here. And so this is going to be 180 degrees. So I know this much is 90. I don't know this much, and I don't know that much for angle 9 and 8. But I do know that angle 2 and angle 8 are supplementary. So if angle 2 and angle 8 are supplementary, I can find angle 8 by subtracting 180 and 135. So I go 180 minus 135 is going to give me some amount. So what amount is that going to give me? I believe it's 45 degrees. So now I know that angle 8 is 45 degrees. I know angle 10 is 90 degrees. And I know that angle 8, 9, and 10 all together equals 180. So if I were to add all these together, so I need to have 45 plus 90 plus, I don't know, so I'm going to put plus something, has to equal 180 degrees. So maybe I should do that on the other side because this is my justified place right here. So 45 plus 90 gives me how much? 45 plus 90 gives me 135. 135, not 1,000, 135 plus the question mark equals 180. So to figure this out, I'm going to subtract 135 from 80, which gives me 45. So 45 degrees is what my measure angle 9 equals. And so how did I know? My justification is angle 2 and angle 8 are supplementary. And I'm going to just put this up, supplementary. And I know that angle 8, angle 9, and angle 10 are supplementary. So that's how I figured it out. I knew that all three of these angles have to equal 180, and I knew that these two angles add up to 180. And then so I just use that to subtract or come up with that answer right there. So I get 45 degrees. So I have 135 and 45. So hopefully you watching me work this out kind of gives you an idea of how you can solve and figure out or find missing measures of angles.